Hey y'all, what's going on? Say just your more. Um, I guess we're gonna just jump into it. So, this is a part of what's going on and taking place. Books that built me. This is series 2, rating and reflection edition as well. So, welcome to Books That Built Me, the series where every episode is a personal testimony. I'm Antasia Shabrilla Moore, mindset and style coach, and in this session, I am sharing the books that truly changed my life. These aren't just reviews, they are reflections. I'll tell you what worked, what didn't, how I used it, and how I rate it for real life. So let's turn pages and turn their and corners together. So the rating now that I'm looking to give in today's episode, which most of these I've all kind of sort of admired totally. So usually the ratings are pretty high. If anybody's trying to figure out what that is about and why most of them are, it's because they're usually pretty positive in the impacts that they have in my life as a young lady. So these are cultural type of ideas, and the title of episode 6 is Culture and Confidence. Oh, for sure, because culture is a big player in how we think about ourselves, which means our confidence. And so when we are trying to figure out what we want to accomplish in life, culture in the media is a really big type of way to say who we are. And if we want to fit in, what do? We always go to the celebrities and we always go to media, to culture, to figure out what our confidence is supposed to be. And I was watching Alexis, and she was talking about how she saw the young lady who she really resonated with, and her name was Lice. And I tried to go and find this young lady, and I did not see her anywhere. So supposedly she was a model for, I want to say, Victoria's Secret. And so we look to those people to figure out what's going on and taking place. And sometimes we don't always want to look within. And I'm not sure why we got to that point, but some of us have really, and I'm guessing at that point has gotten real live moments where it's really hard to manifest what our dreams are sometimes because our inner world has just become so warped by reality. Now, why somebody want to has a name as lice that's kind of dirty and feel as though, you know what I mean, that's a disease for eggs. It's been planted in our hair and all that stuff like that. Like it's kind of strange in that sense. And then we always kind of sort of look to culture as a way to have a creative outlet. So instead of lice, with LICE is LYCE. And I get it, you know what I mean? But traditionally, that's not normal. That's not how it goes. And so, you can flip through these magazines and you can see the latest celebrities and stars. But I just really want us to steer clear of having that warped feeling as though that's all that there is celebrity, current style trends, and that's all that we're going to follow because it's really nothing else that's out there. Because that's really a sad alternative to really just learning how to get along with yourself and figuring out what your style is from your own experiences. Now, I'm not saying that you probably can't pull from your favorite celebrity that's Black or African American, because definitely I encourage you all to do that as well. But I don't want us to get so warped to the point where we'll just pick anybody or just settle for anybody. Like just because we saw them that one time in the backyard doing that one thing, that was end all be all of all, I'm just gonna dress like them. Like I really want us to put some forethought in who we pick and why we choose these individuals. Because the challenge that culture tells us about beauty, because in this episode, and that's really what it does. Like if I really am trying to let's say use a new makeup line, I want to do a new brand, and I found the brand because I was curious about cultural and art and fashion. So I signed up and subscribed to a yearly plan subscription for Vanity Fair magazine. And after I did those things, I kind of go through those on a regular basis and figure out what's trending or what's the latest trend or what was a trend that was created by whatever star and celebrity, whether it's Life or it's Aaliyah or Beyonce, Kerry Washington, Carrie Hilson. Pick your poison, okay? And what you'll do is kind of sort of filter through, and then you figure out what the challenges are. So the challenges for myself was Anna Wintour. So that was a lady that I looked to for my own type of personal inspiration for fashion. Not necessarily lights, not necessarily just end all be all is Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah. And nonetheless, I like Aaliyah so much so though because she's a black girl that's really original, and that's where majority of her power lies. So we just don't have many black excellence of examples. Most of us are twerking, booty shaking, and that's just not. Again, choose your celebrity people that you want to emulate wisely. And again, that takes us back to the Vanity Fair issue and culture. It kind of sort of helps you shift your mindset because when I'm so quick to just run to the dollar store, and I mean, I get it. Sometimes people do the Dollar Tree. I saw a girl on YouTube who was just doing a Dollar Tree type of haul, and that was her skincare routine. It was all just everything is Dollar Tree. But when you get to a certain level, you're going to understand that okay, now I'm going to challenge myself to only behave a certain way. And it's not always going to just necessarily, yeah, okay, I'm about to get into my car and go to this Dollar Tree and get my skincare routine run either. Like, after a while, you challenge yourself to rise up out of that. And what does that mean, Anastasia? How is that even an issue with the books that built me? That is an issue because eventually where are all the Dollar Trees? I'm just gonna be real. Is Dollar Trees in like multi-million-dollar neighborhoods? I mean, really, you probably gonna have to drive a few ways. I hear Chloe Summer say this all the time. I gotta go to the ghetto, to the hair store, whatever. So you're gonna see that eventually you'll rise out of that. You'll rise out of that space to constantly wanting to run to these places. I know I have. I mean, I had a spot where I wanted to be here or go here, and it was daunting. I hated waiting to the last minute. I hated going to the places just in general because there was constantly either a lie or it was just some kind of issue that I saw. And so it's very similar to having those problems where you kind of sort of think they're solving, and then that's where the manipulation comes in and make a buck. The marketing advertisers are so good at this. I mean, their offices be laid, so they're just really reaping those benefits. And again, your pocket suffers. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with a good marketing plan or anything like that. But I just want us to be conscious of our choices and our decisions, especially when we are going into a subconscious person that we're really trying to manifest and emulate. Because that's really what you want to do so that you really can have those moments where you manifest what your dreams are. And how do you do those things? Again, pick people who really resonate with you and pick culture and things that really make you feel happy or not necessarily leave, so to speak, more stressed out or drained. How do you do this? Pick people who really resonate with your authentic self. So, for an example, we love a good example. We want to go to the challenges again. So, we're going to challenge ourselves to rise up out of these places for these quick fixes. I mean, I'm just thinking now, the closest Dollar Tree to where we are is probably like University Heights, South Euclid, Ohio. University Heights, Ohio, South Euclid, Ohio. And it's congested. Every time I'm over there, I'm always feeling like somebody's greeting me with some form of aggression. When I was over there last, I had a young lady who hated me, Orion. I was working as a hostess in Bob Evans, and she threatened me all these ideas, and we're, getting ready to go outside and fight and beat up police and whatever. And that was what the young lady had said that I had did, even though I never did. So she lied on me in front of the police and cops and our store manager, Mike, who I love. And it's so extra traumatizing because not only did I get lied on so fiercely, and I really had gotten totally talked to any kind of way by Coach Holt. If everybody knows that person around Glenville area, things like that with Ted Ginn Holt and all that, whatever, you know what I mean? That type of scenario and what have you. And so he comes in, and it's just full of attitude. You know what I mean? Like, I not guess whatever, he just had some cancer diagnosis, whatever. So I guess he was really suffering for whatever those reasons may have been. So he was in the Bob Evans and whatnot. He came with a girl. She's like, "You need to take y'all. You need to just go home." And I just thought to myself, like, "Girl, OM, what is wrong with y'all?" You know what I mean? So this is how things have built me. So when I look back at these books in this particular episode of this particular Vanity Fair, you see now, and I love my manager, Mike. He was just so cool. So I always try to send him Christmas cards and always try to sort of just reach out because I just love that place off of his strength alone. And Bob Evans was just actually another article that I just read, and that was from the farmers market, so necessarily, so to speak, with their ability kind of sort of have certain meats and things like that, which I really love Bob Evans. But I've been trying to have a budget, so I've been eating leftovers and things like that. So it's really left less room to eat out because I'm constantly trying to figure out how to cook, and if there's usually leftovers, so I really am trying to actually practice less wastefulness and more budgeting. And so, and that means a fatter pocket. And I encourage my ladies to do those same things. And if you want to go into more in depth, again, you can always reach out to our website, Authentic Glow Coaching. And what you want to do is really see that Mike is one of the really coolest people. And I want to say that might be short for Michael, but he's a really great store manager. And he's just like, yeah, dude was a trip. Simple. And I have that thought of seeing that young lady constantly want to go there for her skincare. Then I have another thought where I see the type of skincare and the different makeup routines for skincare and what have you is at a higher scale, and there's where the challenge lies. How do I avoid going back to certain thoughts that only bring me stress just because it's a cheap route and a way to go into a skincare routine? And it's a cheap route to go into for skincare routine to make us look well. And even though it's riddled with so much drama because I'm pretty and I look good, but everybody is constantly sexualized. It's constantly a sexual tension and a drama that has led to derogatory and negative thoughts and experiences. So now, as you look back in culture, you will see the connection there that the negative thoughts really was a vibe there because sometimes people are really not going to like you because you choose to take care of yourself. And when you go down to those lesser spots, and I was just telling our brand spaces owners, baby father, this the same thing, our daddy, of our daughter and whatnot. And I'm just thinking overall, like, bruh, you got to learn how to just avoid some of these spots because after a while they can become too negative. They can start to impact us in a spirit that's derogatory. And then you're going to realize now that Dollar Tree run for that skincare that you want to put over here on this YouTube, whatever else, ain't even worth it. Because at the end of the day, you matter more than a Dollar Tree. Your happiness is more important than running to Dollar Tree. Your happiness is priceless in comparison to running to Dollar Tree to spend more money to look good for people who are so willing for you to experience a downfall. And anything that is close to happiness, they are going to make sure that they put something in place so that that becomes an obstacle that you must get around in order to get it, instead of making your route smoother so that you can do so and accomplish and acquisite that type of happiness in the form that's much smoother in which and wish that they want. So just be mindful. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of the way that people make us going about. So when you go to these challenges and you pull out your magazines, for my own example is Vanity Fair. When I had an idea about Vanity Fair, they have the little sections in there by Anna Wintour who they have where you can kind of sort of see which person that they're interviewing for whatever the clout may have been or whatever niche they find themselves in. And they have those moments where they ask you, well, what is your go-to on a slow day? Or what is your go-to when you're feeling in the mood for something for chocolate? Or what is it that you are looking to do when you want to up your ante because your day has gone bad? And they'll have, well, I'll go online for my go-to skincare routine. It's a certain spot and it's called Redeo, Radio, something like that. And I thought to myself, oh, okay, that's really cool. But the lipstick is in a totally different price point and spectrum. So we all know Dollar Tree is a dollar. Everything is a dollar. Not even going up. I just saw the other day actually it's $1.50. And I could have sworn when I just saw it last, it was $1.25. So now we went to $1.25. And I guess it's because we not watching. So now it's $1.50. And I hate it to have to just put them on blast like that to say this 150. And that's really where the drama is at though, because you pour, you want this, you want that. So it's easy just to kind of sort of let one another perish because we're constantly going to one another's throat and necks. And it's not worth it. It's not something that is considered a positive. But what is considered a positive is challenging yourself to reach those heights where you can have what you want, come to a certain place And maybe it's not going to be the place that you're at now. Maybe you can do the spot that you want to be at and leave it alone at that until you're able to do the thing that you want and have it at the new space which you have yet to have found. That's really ultimately the challenge. That's ultimately what I challenge you all to do. So that's the style connection for sure, for sure. And the mindset shift is definitely going to have to kind of sort of, you're going to have to understand those type of things, sweetheart, that you can't just keep getting so quick to go ahead on to these cheap skincares and thinking it's gonna save your day. And then the style connection is definitely a big point of finding your style that you have yet to manifest and go ahead on and be there. And then the takeaway that I want y'all to have is simply put, okay, be unafraid to shoot for the things that you feel is out of your reach. Challenge yourself to say, that's fine, but watch me do it anyway. You may have hated and wanted these obstacles to be something that was contributing to how I feel and hurt myself, and especially from a high manner. And that's cool. You can do that, but I'm gonna go ahead on and strive for the things that I want anyway. Okay, so that's really the takeaway that I want you all to have. So, you know, and that is challenging nonetheless. But again, all you have to really do is focus on that type of energy, that type of universal spirit. Put it out there, put it into the spot that costs us $60 versus the $1.50. And when you do those type of ideas, have those moments there where you know that this is a $60 lipstick well spent, that was worth the ease that it brings. It's kind of sort of like shopping for a Chanel at the stores. That's also a whole nother ball game. So I really just wanted you all to understand that about what it was that I wanted y'all to do. So that's the takeaway I want you to have. And a mini challenge that I also want y'all to do is kind of sort of figure out what's something that you feel as though is out of your reach, but you really want to emulate it. And then just figure out five or two ways, three is the minimum, and just say, simple, yes, I will be able to do those things. Yes, I will be able to have those things in that manner that I see fit. Yes, I will be able to do these things. And yes, I will be able to accomplish this. Yes, I will be able to have these things. And when I have those things in my possession, I will hold them and take care of them. Simple as that. All right. So let's go ahead on and wrap it up. So thanks for joining me on this journey through the books that built me. If this episode sparked something for you or reminded you of your own growth, share it, rate it, and keep reading with intention. And speaking of a rating, this particular kind of sort of experience with Anna Wintour, I'm definitely going to give it a 5 out of 5 because of the strength of her creative artistic ability to kind of sort of resonate and pull people into a higher space with that type of energy. So I'm definitely going to create and go move forward with that. So keep reading with intention, ladies. And I give you today as a extra little buzzword is intentionality. If you want to use that, write it on your mirror, write it on your notebook, and make every Tuesday a day for intentionality. I'll be back next week with another story, another shift, and another book that helped shape the woman I am today. Until next time, ladies, stay glowing, stay growing, and stay becoming.